Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of A Bronze Leaguer Cast, a series where I will tell you just how these pro players are not playing right. I mean, maybe they'll do a few things right, but for the most part, as a Bronze Leaguer, obviously I know best. Now in the bottom left corner in the red trunks we have Zest. He's a pretty decent Protoss player, you could say. And then in the top right, we have the wonderful SoO. Some people say he's pretty good at this game. He's wearing the blue trunks and he's playing Zerg. Alright. So at the start of the game, it's pretty basic stuff. Any pro bronze leaguer would know that you have to place a pylon right here. Now, see this gateway? It was a little slow, honestly. I think you could have done it faster. I do it faster in all my games. So you just have to cut a probe a little bit earlier. A little mistake there by Zest. SoO putting his hatchery over here. Now I like this. You never ever put the hatchery in the natural spot. Not because this probe might block it or something like that, but just because it's good to mix up your opponent. Because as soon as your opponent sees something that's not what they expect, they fall apart and they crumble and you just instantly win the game. So I predict SoO's going to win already. Zest made this mistake and SoO's got this pro strategy going on. He's got a spawning pool. It doesn't matter what time it went up. It's 18. That's really early. So obviously he's going to attack really soon. Zest is putting up his Nexus now, so he plans to be not super aggressive. I guess it's pretty normal for the most part. It seems like he's building a wall here, but he may not be paying attention to the rocks here, because the SoO could just destroy the rocks and then easily move past this wall. Even if he puts something here, clearly there's just not enough room there. Or there's too much room there for just one gateway to block everything. So I think Zest is making another large mistake here. As a Protoss player, I feel for him. It's hard to be good, but I hope one day he'll get better. This pylon's just in a random place. There's no reason to put it there either. Let's look over here. So he's building a queen over here. See, this is a mistake. What you want to do is you only build Zerglings right out of the hatchery. You build Zerglings straight out of the hatchery. You build Zerglings straight out of the hatchery and then you go and attack right away. Because early pressure puts every player off of their game plan no matter what. Especially as Zerg. You flood the gates, the warp gates, the gateways. You get inside their base and they freak out and there's nothing that they can do. See, Link speeds already is on the way. So if you were to build a bunch of Links here, you just instantly win the game. But he's actually going for a third base. More bases means more aggression, because if you have 3 bases, it means you can build more Zerglings. So I hope Zest is able to, and it looks like he is actually about to see this coming. He has the Adept here, so obviously he's going to plan for aggression from SoO over here. He's shading into the base. Let's see if he puts it in. He definitely should. Oh, he canceled it. That was a mistake, obviously. Right there, that Adept could have killed like 6 drones far and away, because they would have just ran away and not done anything important. He's finally researching warp gate tech. I think it was a little slow. Honestly, mine would have been done by now, but that's okay. It's not that bad. As you see this wall, it looks like there's no hole here, but there's definitely a hole here above this gateway here for Zerglings to run through. But it's okay. Zest was pretty close. This is pretty close. He's got a stalker in the wall. Stalkers never as good as like a pylon or something, because they'll die to banelings really easily. So he should have a full wall off here. This is just silly, honestly. I don't understand it at all. And SoO just got random Zerglings here for no reason at all. He definitely accidentally clicked them over here, and that's actually a pretty big mistake. He could be using them to attack right now, and he's got one at this tower thing. See, he has one at this tower thing too. He's got like overlords floating everywhere. I'm not sure what he's doing. It seems like he's just clicking on random spots of the map. So that's really, it's not showing very good for his abilities right here. It seems to be putting me off anyway. The Roach Warren finishes, but as we see on this production tab, there's a Dark Templar Shrine as well. Now, the Dark Templar Shrine is actually the best building in the game. Anytime I use Dark Templar, I don't think I've ever lost in a Bronze League, so obviously there's not much counterplay to it. So I changed my prediction. Zest is 100% going to win this game. However, SoO, he must be map hack cheating because he already has spore crawlers up in, I think, all 3 of his bases. Oh my goodness, look at that. He's got spore crawlers everywhere, so he must have known about this through a map hack. Because I don't see how else he could have known about the Dark Templars coming up. Let's see. He's gonna finally attack. It's been forever. This game has had no punishing of any sort whatsoever. These 3 adepts are easily gonna clean up these Zerglings. Like I said, adepts can like kill 8 drones by themselves. This Dark Templar is actually coming in. He slices 1 Zergling before he's done with his job. Good job, Dark Templar. Observer coming across the map. Oh, there's an attack over here. He's got double Archon drops from the DTs. He's doing some damage. All right, it's pretty good, but really he should be going in the mineral line. I don't see why he's attacking this queen or these roaches. They're just army units. You know, they don't make money. Only drones make money, so I don't see why he's just now he's just sitting here doing nothing with it. You know, pretty sloppy play, honestly. Not doing much over there. Really, he should just put it right above the mineral line and then warp in as many zealots as possible. Because that will, like, kill 2 bases and, like, 70 drones all by itself. In all of my games, that's what it does. Alright. Wow, look at this base. This is really oversaturated, but Alpha Star did that. So, really, that's optimal play. I always oversaturate at all of my bases, so really proud of SoO here for doing that. I like it a lot. This Overlord here, he has been here a long time. We're going to call him Bert. Bert is the pro Overlord who will never die. He will live throughout this whole game. He will watch everything that's going on. The Protoss, where's their army? Oh, they're making Phoenixes now. Uh-oh. Bert, poor old Bert is going to die when those Phoenixes come out. That's not good. The dropship gets away. Alright, good job. It could have been a little faster, but that's alright. Before the roaches come in and kill those Archons. You know, Archons are actually kind of weak because they're made up of 2 High Templar, and High Templar are really, they're pretty squishy. Like they'll die pretty fast. So you have to be careful with these Archons. They do some damage, but those roaches would have mollywopped them. Alright, where are these Phoenixes? Where are these Phoenixes? Are they out yet? Oh, there's a couple, but they're just sitting in the back of the base. See, in my league, a player would have taken these Phoenixes, rushed across the map, and killed at least 30 drones by now. Definitely. Oh, it looks like there are a bunch of Mutalisks, though. They're coming in. We're going to see a Phoenix versus Mutalisk battle, it seems like. Oh, Archon's on the way. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there's a cannon in the base ready for him. I don't know what these Mutalisks are going to do. There's so many Phoenixes. See, this is why Phoenixes are actually the best unit in the game, is because they kill Mutalisks, and Mutalisks are broken and destroy everything in every game. Phoenixes are the only counter to that incredibly strong unit, and I really don't appreciate it at all. What they do, if you know what I mean. Alright, the Zerg is up on 4 bases now, but these Phoenixes are finally going in and doing something. Really proud of Zest for finally doing something with his Phoenixes. This Corruptor all by itself is going to scare him away? No? Maybe not? Yep, they're going to go off. Live to fight another day. Good old Bert here, though. Now, he is still being a champion. He is never going to die. Still at full health, seeing everything that goes on at the front of the Protoss base. I've never seen an Overlord in this spot on this pillar before. I don't know why he's surviving. I don't know why no one's seen him yet, but he's still alive. This dropship, this Protoss medevac. There we go. Okay, so the Protoss has a pretty big army. There's like Immortals, and those things are actually immortal. They just never die. There's a sentry so that they can hallucinate some Colossi to trick the opponent into thinking that they're going Colossi. That's what I always do. It always seems to work out. Because they can never tell the difference. Well, it looks like the Protoss wants to take another base, but there's a Corruptor task force coming. And behind that, a huge force of Roaches, Ravagers, and Banelings. Oh boy, this fourth is gonna be the place of a major fight here. these High Templars are definitely going to need to get some Storms, because Storms do incredible damage. And as overpowered as Phoenixes are, I don't think that they can do it by themselves. Let's see. Oh, he's going to go up. Oh, and he's going to go down. Making even more Banelings. He has quite a few Banelings in this. But Banelings aren't all that good. Unless you're attacking Stalkers. And there aren't too many Stalkers here to attack. So they're running past. The Storms are okay. I could have done better, honestly. But they damaged the Banelings. Soften them up a little bit. The fourth goes down easily, far and away. Storms himself, you know, hits some Zerg with that Storm. It does a little bit of damage. Stalkers are trying their best to hold on at this third. But behind this, SoO already has so many bases. But if you look, there's also a Zealot task force taking out this base up here. And SoO is forced to retreat, but not before doing a whole lot of damage to the infrastructure of the Protoss and stopping that fourth base. Now he's being chased. These Corruptors are starting to go down. These Zealots are finally being cleaned up, it looks like, by a huge amount of Banelings and Queens. Uh-oh, but down here it looks like SoO's army is trapped. These Stalkers are extremely strong. Best unit in the game. You know, besides the Mutalisks and the Phoenixes. They're the third best unit in the game. Now, honestly, I think SoO's making a big mistake by just staying on the Spire, because if he goes to the Greater Spire, the fourth best unit in the game is the Broodlord, because you can just A-move and you win every game that way, because they have just free units that just come out infinitely, and there's nothing you can do about it. So he really should just go Broodlords, because that's the auto win button. He's not, which is a bit of a mistake, but he's got a decent sized army here. It would be better if there were Broodlords, but I guess he feels he's good enough that he doesn't need such an overpowered unit, I suppose. Zest is once again trying to make this fourth base work, so I have hope for him. But I just don't know. I just don't know how this is going to work out. His army is huge, though. He's got so many Stalkers. But here comes the Zerg base. He's got some Changelings up front for no reason at all. It must have been a misclick, certainly. Oh, the Observer sees the army coming before it gets here. And at the end of the creep is when they want to collide. Let's see. Will SoO commit? Will Zest attack with his extremely strong Protoss army? Now, Protoss is actually the best race in the game because they can A-move everything. But Broodlords are the best unit in the game, so if SoO makes Broodlords, he'll still win. Far and away. Now, there's a huge little mini army up here. It's got Archons, Dark Templars, Zealots, a couple Stalkers for some reason. Up here. So he's posturing up here with this army. But this army of SoO's is getting so large that he's going to win anyway. Oh, there goes some free Corruptors. You know, SoO is just freeing up supply. Honestly, that might actually be the answer. I'm not sure. He's playing some... Oh, he sees what's going on up here. The Overlord sees some army over here. I don't know. What would SoO do in this situation? He's multi-prong attacking, which honestly is considered cheating by most people in Bronze League, because it's just not fair. The Protoss being up here and here at the same time. So I don't really respect Zest's play right now. But he's being surrounded a little bit, but the Storms are crazy. Oh my goodness. Usually the Storms are really bad ability because you have to like click on the High Templar and then you have to click the button and then you click it on where you want to use it. But in this one situation, it's actually working pretty well. And he's attacking the army and this base at the same time, and SoO seems to be crumbling. These Ravagers, you know, I don't know, they're just big roaches, honestly. I don't see what they're doing here. But this base is all out. The two Protoss armies are converging on the one of the Zerg. Is this it? Is this it for our pal SoO? He's lost 24 drones recently, and that's it. Victory goes to Zest. I think it was clearly because he was using lots of Phoenixes and Stalkers, which are the best, and counter Mutalisks, which were the only way for SoO to win. Mutalisks or Broodlords, and he just didn't go to either. So I understand why he lost. Clearly, he just didn't choose to use the best Zerg units. And that's that. You know, Zest had some cool plays. He tried to get this fourth, and eventually it worked. Anyway, that's it for this episode of a Bronze Leaguer cast between Zest and SoO. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something. I know my pro analysis can catch some people off guard with just how amazing it is, but I hope you all have a really dandy day.